What's up, Pokemon trainers? Super Nerd Daniel here once again. You know, honestly, I probably wouldn't blame anyone who's new to this franchise for having trouble remembering the name of every single Pokemon in the game. I mean, even longtime players have trouble keeping up with over 720 different pocket monsters, and that's just as of this video, by the way. We don't even know how many more we're gonna get in Sun and Moon. And while many Pokemon obviously leave an unforgettable impression and win over the hearts of fans for years to come, there are some Pokemon that I personally would be hard-pressed to remember if I was doing some updated, super long, all-inclusive version of the Poke Rap. So today, I'm gonna rank them, my personal top 5 picks for the most forgettable Pokemon ever. Number 5, Alomomola? Really, Alomomola is one of those Pokemon that I should be able to remember, because it's one of only 4 Pokemon whose name is a palindrome, but I really can't, and that's mostly because there was a huge missed opportunity, in my opinion, to make it an obvious evolution for an existing Pokemon. We all remember Love Disc, right? That heart-shaped fish from Hoenn, the one with the terrible base stats, the one that's basically only good for farming heart scales for move reminders. Well, let's see here. We got Love Disc here. It's a pink heart-shaped fish Pokemon. We got this new Pokemon, Alomomola, who's also shaped like a heart, and it's also pink, and it's also a fish. I got it! Let's make it a standalone, non-evolving Pokemon with no connection to Love Disc whatsoever! Rake in the money, Game Freak. Rake in the money. Number 4, Lumineon? Here's another forgettable fish, Lumineon. It was introduced in Generation 4, and honestly, it hasn't really done much to stand out from the other slew of pure water-type fish Pokemon. Its base stats are just not great outside of decent special defense and speed, and honestly, its design doesn't leave a firm impression on me either. It just sort of looks like, well, like a fish. I mean, yeah, obviously it's gonna look like a fish because that's what it's based on, but other fish Pokemon tend to have design aspects that would actually make them stand out from something you'd find in Ace Trainer Liam's fish tank. No offense to Ace Trainer Liam or his fish tank. Number 3, Gulpin and Swalot? Yes, I know, this is 2 Pokemon, but I'm including both in one entry because they're part of the same evolutionary family, and honestly, they're forgettable to me for basically the same reasons. Outside of the fact that they both have unique base stat totals, there's nothing that particularly stands out to me about either of these pure poison types from Hoenn, and honestly, there's nothing that particularly striking about their designs to me either. I think the way I usually remember these Pokemon is by thinking to myself, oh yeah, these are the Pokemon that sort of look like the Piantas from Isle Delfino and Super Mario Sunshine kinda. Wait a second. Gulpin and Swalot look like the Piantas, who wear tropical outfits, and they're from Hoenn, which is a tropical region, and everyone and their grandma says that the concept art for Sun and Moon makes it look like it's in a tropical region, like Hawaii. Sun and Moon region is Isle Delfino confirmed. Yup, that's it. Hang up your hats, theorists. I fucking solved it. Number 2, Meloetta? When you think legendary Pokemon, I bet a few things come to mind. Rare, mighty creatures, mythical beings that hold immense, untold power, whose rarity is such that many people question whether or not they even exist. That last part might be true about legendary Pokemon, you know, if there weren't so fucking many of them. Back in Gen 1, we only had 5. Mew, Mewtwo, and the legendary birds. They felt legendary because they were rare. Then, in Generation 2, we got another 6, between the legendary beasts, the other 2 legendary birds, and Celebi. Gen 3 is where it really started to get bad, though, because we got 10 new legendaries from Hoenn alone. Fucking 10! And then we got 14 legendaries from Sinnoh, and then another 13 from Unova, and that's not even counting the Gen 6 legendaries or the upcoming legendaries from Gen 7! No, that's too many, you guys, okay? It's too fucking many! It should come as no surprise then that Meloetta is going to get lost in the shuffle amongst all these other so-called legends, most of which are far more powerful and useful than Meloetta anyway. And Meloetta ranks higher on the list than some of the other weaker mons, because as a legendary Pokemon, it should obviously have left a much greater impression on me when I play the Gen 5 games, but I just keep forgetting that this thing exists until I need to fill up my Pokedex, man. Number 1, Maractus? Alright, in order to explain what I tend to forget about Maractus, I have to confess something to you guys. I've never played the Gen 4 games. Oh god, please don't hurt me, Sinnoh babies! The reason I say that is because, honestly, for the longest time, I thought Maractus was from Sinnoh. It would make sense why I wouldn't remember it then, considering that the Gen 4 games are the only ones I've yet to personally play in full, but it turns out Maractus is from Unova, and it definitely doesn't help that I don't see this Digimon lookalike very much competitively, since it really doesn't have that much going for it outside of base 106 special attack, and it's generally outclassed by most other fully evolved grass types. And as far as casual play, I couldn't even find the damn thing in the Unova games. Turns out it's only available in the Desert Resort, and it only has a 10% encounter rate. 10%! Just think about that for a second. There's only a 10% chance of finding a cactus in the desert! And like I said before, its base stats aren't even that great, so there's no real justification for it being so rare either. It's the Dunsparce of Unova. Between its lack of presence in competitive battles, its underwhelming design, and its completely unjustifiable rarity, seriously, it's a cactus in a fucking desert! Maractus is easily my pick for the #1 most forgettable Pokemon of all time. What about you guys? What Pokemon do you honestly forget exists? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe for more countdowns like this in the future. Also, before I go, just check out this awesome bit of fan art by Sammy Cone on YouTube. See you next time, Pokemon trainers. Super Nerd Daniel, out!